Alright, hey guys, it's about mid-August here in Missouri. I'm going to make a couple videos here for beginner trappers. I'm going to show you how to make some different sets for coons. I'm doing it now just because I'll probably be pretty busy on the line this fall and winter, so I probably won't have a lot of time to make videos. So just to tell you, I'm just going to make a set here and then I'm going to pull it. So it's just a demonstration. So I'm not actually trapping anything right now. So first set I'm going to talk about is a basic pocket set. I have the tools with me. If you're going to be a beginner, I have the tools that you'd have with you if you're just starting out. The trap I'm going to use is a 1.5 coil spring, and you can either use a rebar stake or an old log to anchor to, and you're going to have something to dig with. Most of you probably won't have like a long trapping trowel. You might have an old garden trowel, hand trowel around the house, or you can go pick one up at like Home Depot for pretty cheap. So what we're going to do is you're going to find a lot of coons on around creeks. This is a drainage from one pond to the lake, and these are good places to find coon. Real early season, they're going to be traveling through these areas, digging into the bank, getting bugs, worms, looking for frogs and crayfish, things like that. And one thing that's important is you always want to look for sign. That's what I do. I usually walk a creek maybe a couple weeks before the season, see where coons are traveling. Well, you want to look for tracks, and also if you don't see tracks, if it just rained, look in the banks for little holes, probably the size of a golf ball, just like 2 inches in diameter. There'll be a bunch of little holes along the bank, and that's where the coon is digging in there to get stuff, looking for stuff to eat. So we're on this little bank here. It's about probably 6-8 inches of water. And so what we're going to do is just to make a basic pocket set. So what we're going to do is take our trowel and make clear a little area, flat area where our trap is going to go into the water. So you're just going to take it, make just a flat little, it's almost like a little bowl under the water, and that's the bed for your trap. And I like to have my pan at least 1 inch under the water, maybe 2 inches at the most. But you can also just use your foot. You can just kind of go in there and smooth out a little place there. And next we're going to clear, if there's a lot of grass on the bank, we're just going to clear that off. So that's the first step. You just clear a little area. It gives it more eye appeal instead of just a little hole in the grass. If a coon's walking along here, you can see that clear area there with the hole in it, and he'll come check it out. So now we're going to dig the hole. You don't want to dig your hole straight down, because if you get below the water level, then the water's going to seep up. What you want to try and do is go at a 45-degree angle for a couple, like 4 or 5 inches, and then try and angle up a little bit so then the water doesn't settle in there. So we're going to take our trowel and make a little hole. And after we make the hole, we want to slick it up on all around it. So we'll just splash a little bit of water up, take our trowel. If you have waterproof gloves, like gauntlets, then you can use them as well. So then after we got our hole there, it's about, you can make them all different sizes. Oh, it's about how big as your fist. It's probably 3-4 inches in diameter. I like the bigger pocket sets just because it gives them, it's a bigger eye. When they're walking by, they can see it a lot better than just putting a rebar stake in the ground and wallering a little hole out. So next what we're going to do is take our trap here. We're going to set it. You're going to want to have, from where you put your, dug a little place for your trap, you're going to want to put your hole either to the left or right, just a few inches, because when the coon walks up, then either if he's on the left or the right, then he'll be lined up with the trap. So what we're going to do is put the trap down here in the water. What you're going to do is you're going to push down and push, going back and forth, pushing it down in the mud so it gets it bedded into the mud good. If it's a rocky bottom, bedrock or sand, it's a little harder. Might have to use little rocks under the levers so it won't wobble. But that's pretty much it. All you have to do is stake it. You can use a T stake. So you just go in here, put that down, just like that, and then you would put some lure in there or bait, marshmallows, cat food, a little bit of fish oil. That's what I'd use, or even mackerel or tuna. But if you don't use rebar stakes or don't want to, and you use some kind of a log that you want it to be fairly good size. You don't want it to break on you if they get tangled up. But this is probably 4 foot long, probably the size of my arm. You just take that, a little bit of wire here, get your chain, tighten the wire up on it so it can't slide off of the log. And all you're going to do is put the log to one side, and that helps as a guide stick as well. So it keeps the coon from coming in on the side. He has to come around into the water and hit it, go and work the set from in the front. And the last final thing after you bait it and lure, you're going to take just a couple sticks, not very many. You don't want to force them out of the set. Just take a couple sticks here, just like that, just a couple on one side. Maybe if you're using a T stake, put a couple on the other side. Since it's a pretty kind of a small steep bank, they won't usually work from the top, but that's basically it. Here, this is a real silty soil, so if I was trapping here, I wouldn't use a stake. I'd use this log here, because you can see I pulled that stake out pretty easy. So if you're on a rocky creek or sandy creek, then I'd go with like a drag, with your using the log as a drag, because they won't drag this very far. So that's a basic pocket set for coons. I just used all the tools. If you're going to be being a beginner, I only used pretty much just one tool, just a trowel. That's all you have to have to make a pocket set. So that's basically it for the pocket set. Make another video for a blind set. That'll be the next video, so stay tuned.